Alright, good afternoon, class. I'm Austin McNamee. Today I'll be doing my Week 8 persuasive speech. You have to bear with me. I'm pretty sick right now, and of course, I procrastinated and waited until the last minute to start this recording, but I wasn't aware I was going to be sick. But today, my persuasive speech is going to be on the pros and cons of having a MacBook versus a Windows PC. A couple of the bullet points that I'm going to go through would be my personal experience owning both. I've owned Windows and I've also owned MacBooks. I've another another point I'll be hitting on is dual booting and the ability to dual boot both computers and malware and viruses, pre-installed bloatware, cost, and of course the convenience of owning all Mac products because I'm pretty pro Mac. With dual booting a computer, to anybody who's not aware what dual booting means, that means you have one set of hardware, your computer, and you can run multiple operating systems on it. For example, Windows, you can run Linux and Windows, and there's a few other ones that you can run, but you cannot run Mac OS X on a Windows computer. And that's not something that comes standard with Windows computers. It's something you have to do loop arounds to get to have the ability to do that. Macintosh comes with a program built into it. It's called Boot Camp, and it's very simple. You have a disk or a thumb drive with Windows operating system on it, and you insert that into your computer. You open Boot Camp. You choose a portion of your hard drive you want to dedicate to your Windows side of your MacBook, and it will format it. And holds your hand and walks you through the entire step of how to add Windows to your Macintosh computer. And I find this very useful being in the military because you have a lot of programs and stuff like signing documents that require a Windows computer, and everything seems to work a little better on the Windows side because the military uses Windows computers. So all the software they built for signing documents and pulling up AKO, sending emails through Enterprise was built for Windows computers. So the ability to run both on Macintosh seems like a big selling point and huge example to me why you should buy a Windows computer. Now I'm going to talk about malware and viruses. A lot of people hear the rumor that Macs cannot get viruses. That's not true, but there are there's a very small percentage of the viruses and malware out there that are made to attack Mac because the market is for Windows computers. There's a lot more Windows computers than there are Mac computers. So if that's your thing, sitting at home with nothing to do, to ruin people's computers and cyber attack their files and stuff, then you would want to do that for for Windows because you would have a greater impact there. So with that being said, Windows computers are affected by viruses and malware, much more prone to being affected with malware and viruses. I owned 3 Windows computers prior to buying my first MacBook, and it was about every 10-month thing where I would have to just wipe it clean and start all over again. Lose all my documents and everything. Wipe the hard drive, start over. And then it just got to the point where my computers were running so slow, my Windows PCs were running so slow that I would just throw them away and go get another one. After about my third one, it was about year 2010, I bought my first MacBook Pro. After owning my first MacBook Pro, I never looked back. It's a 2010 model, and it's not the one that I'm currently using now, but my wife uses it, and it runs just as good as it did the day that I bought it. All right, now we're going to talk about bloatware. Anybody that does not know what bloatware is, it is it's software that the computer companies make money off of. The computer manufacturers. Let's use Dell for an example. So Dell mass produces this computer. There's another company. Let's use a malware company for example. They're gonna pay Dell to put all this software on their or bloatware on the computer, so that hoping that when you open that computer and you boot it up, all these things pop up. Do you want to activate your bloatware? Excuse me, malware, and pay us to protect your computer. So Dell's making money off of the sale of the computer, and they're making money off the software that other companies are paying Dell to put on the computer in hopes that you will purchase it from them or activate it from them. So this is a really big issue if you're pretty savvy with computers and stuff, but it's not like you right click on the bloatware they have already installed on your computer and hit delete and it's gone. No, um, you have to go through. It's not it's not very easy to get rid of it. You just have to go through a bunch of channels to get that off of your Windows PC. And I don't like the fact that they do this because you're buying a computer and they're making money off of another company that's Dell's making money off of another company that's becoming a hassle for you, the owner of the computer. Um, I feel like if you want to purchase something like a malware program to watch for things like that, that you should, you know, go purchase it at the store or purchase it online and download it. I don't feel like it should be already put on your computer. Um, Another thing that I want to talk about are programs that download in the background. Windows is very, very prone to this. You'll have several things, you connect to the internet and you'll have several things start downloading. I bet you if you go to your Windows computer now and clicked on documents and search for things you haven't used in a long time, search by date, and you'll see stuff from like the day you bought your computer, and you're like, what is that? Why is that program on there? I don't remember installing that because it installs in the background. A big advantage to Mac is that nothing will download to your hard drive without you putting in a password. So from time to time, if I'm on my MacBook, I might get something pop up saying, "Hey, to download this software, enter in your password." I'm like, I didn't click on that. I didn't try to download any software. So of course, hit cancel and it doesn't download. That seems to me a big factor on why Windows computers slow down very quickly is because if you're not a tech savvy person, um, you don't know what's being downloaded on your computer, and that will bog down the the memory on your computer. So that's just something else to keep in mind. All right, now I'm going to talk about the price difference between Windows computers, Mac computers, and resale value. All right. Everybody knows Mac computers are very expensive compared to Windows computers. Windows computers have several different companies like Sony, Dell, HP um, that produce these computers, and they kind of battle each other to get the best price out there to make the most sales. Well, if you want a Mac computer, you go to the Mac store, or you go to Best Buy and you purchase a Mac. You don't purchase a Dell with Mac on it. So they kind of have the monopoly in the Mac OS. If you want Mac OS, that's what you gotta pay. There's no way around it. Um, Resale. I did some research here on my computer on Craigslist, and I found a mid 2011 MacBook Air, um, just a basic model one, and it's selling for around $500. That's a computer that's 5 years old, a little over 5 years old, still selling for $500. You probably paid around, or the owner probably paid around $1,000 for it when it was new. So to me, for a computer, that's a very good resale value. That it kept about half of what it was worth after over 5 years. Um, Windows computers, I did some search on them. You can find a used Windows computer for $100. But again, there's so many different models out there. There's so many different companies that make these computers that it's almost impossible to get that kind of resale value on a Windows computer, unless you bought the top of the line Windows computer. I imagine that you could probably sell it for around $500 after several years, given that it's still working. Well, I hope you enjoyed my persuasive speech and took note of some of the things that I said and my personal uh, issues that I have with Windows after purchasing so many of them and not being able to get much use out of them. I enjoyed the last 8 weeks and hope everybody has a good day. Thank you. And I almost forgot to list my sources. Starting out with Craigslist would be https //Greenville greenville.craigslist.org/sys/59148851169.html. The other one will be http online tech tips.com /computers tips /mac vs pc pros and cons list / and my third source will be apple.com. Thank you.